Okay, we're back. Here's my starter motor. Let's go ahead and make sure it fits in here before I button it all up, in case I did something stupid and wrong. It's been a while since I've had this put together. Okay. Fits in there no problem. Doesn't hurt to double check things, but you see how it's tied up under here. See that bolt head right up under there? Gets a little tight. And the back one back under there. See how it's got more of a gap under that one, so it's not really an issue. Just want to make sure. I knew the thin one went up in here because I shaved the bolt down to make it fit up in there. And you see I run a real thin washer in there to make room. I also had to come in here and slot these holes out over here. So the actual starter motor is actually tilted up a little bit like this. So when you take this one here out, see how the hole's been slotted? Allows you to put it together. One of the secrets. Lots of secrets. Alright, now there's some wiring that goes underneath here, so this goes in later. Starter cable comes underneath the bottom. So that does not go in right now. Plus you have to be able to get the bolts back here to put it in the frame. We're dripping a little oil on the floor here. Must be oil inside the starter motor. Where's it dripping out of? There it is. Oil coming out right there. Must be some residue. Who said this bike used to have oil all over it? It also looks like I ground the starter for a little clearance too. Didn't have enough. Everything gets modified. Alright. Leak off the table. Okay, that's all checked. So we should be good to go. Alright. Transmission, we don't know how that's going to work, so let's go ahead and get that in there now. Alright, so we've had a lot of work done on that tranny. So everything in there is new, and most of it's, and this is all different than what it was before, a different style. So, and I'm not sure what washer we're going to need over here. That's a big unknown, so I'm suspecting it's going to lock up when I put this together. We'll find out. You know, I got 6 bolts that hold this trap door instead of 4. Stock is this one, and that one. I added that one and that one. So I got 6 bolts holding it. Plus it's a cast iron trough door, which they used to make back in the 90s. Kinda. They're getting hard to find back then too, but I think you still buy them. I think they're remaking some of their stuff now, but not sure what parts they're making or not making. Okay, I already lubed up most of the important parts in here. Well, not really. I didn't lubricate anything on the shift forks. Maybe I should put some lube on the shift forks just for the hell of it. Not that they need any lubricant, right? Okay. It's just a little dry in there, but first start it up, it'll be a little wet, a little dry in places. Try to keep the important stuff wet though. I don't think I put any lubricant over on this side either. Kind of drain in there a little bit. That's enough. The gears will get wet because they'll be in oil, so they'll sling it around instantly. Okay, so we don't know about this thrust washer. We're guessing this one over here is going to be good. This one over here, we have no idea what we're going to need on this side. But I'm guessing we're going to do some work. Alright, stuff I don't need right now. So it's pretty much just plug and play because it's all slip in. I guess I probably should put the shift shaft in there. Yeah, what the hell. You never know, it might actually work the first time. Very doubtful, but who knows. Alright, so when you put that in there, make sure the shift dog is in the middle. See, it's at 90 degrees. A long time ago I put a mark here, so I know exactly where it is. So we're good to go. Now it's just a matter of slipping that sucker in there. Get down a little bit lower, maybe you'll see better. Alright, let's see what we get here. Okay, she's in. Just got to go over the dowel pins. Go off my fingers. So you only have to hit it right where the dowel pins are. One there, one there. It's turning, so that's a good sign. It turns. Very, very little clearance on that thing. I do not have the bolts tight yet. Where'd my bolts go? Pan somewhere. Here we go. Okay, these are all our bolts, but I'm going to put 4 in there. I actually really only need 3. That one, and that one. I suspect this is going to lock up. Not yet. Still turning, surprisingly. Still turning. She turns. Okay. So take a cut down screwdriver like that. Stick in the counter shaft hole and wedge it in. Pull back and forth on it. See how much clearance you have. See, it's hard to hold the motor sliding a lot, so yeah, anyway, you get the idea. It's not very loose, so could use another 5 thou on that sucker. Yeah, that's street clearance, not race bike clearance. Use another 5 in there at least. We want to get a nice clunk for sure. I feel like it's only got about 7 or 8 thou in there max, if that much. Okay, let's see what we got over on this side. And this side I'm not expecting to have any. There's a little bit in there. Very little. You're supposed to push on this side when you check that. Very, very little clearance. That's way more than I thought. I run these really loose, that's why it's even got anything in there. Okay, so this thing needs a lot more clearance. So I run 20, 30 thou on these damn things, I don't give a shit. Nice and loose is what I want. Okay, so we can cut that gear down 5 thou and be flush within the shaft. I'll probably cut a little extra, another 5 past that on that one. And then the other one, I think we can change out the thrust washer, I think. If not, we're going to have to figure out what it's hitting on and do some cutting. But overall, it did rotate, which I'm shocked, so that's a big plus. Now, if you want to see if it shifts, well, we screwed up, that didn't quite make it in there, so we can't check shifting. It must have fell down, I was trying to wiggle it. When the motor's sliding on the bench, it's hard to check this stuff. Okay, so we got a game plan of what we're going to do now. Get it out, you just tap it right here. Not hitting that though. It just slides out. Okay. I think that gear is going to get cut on too a little bit. So the lip right in here, the bearing is slightly above this undercut of the aluminum, barely. This one here, the washer is way below the surface of the gear, so I'm going to cut the gear down so where it's flush. That way I'll actually have a clearance, and that'll probably give me the clearance I need for that. Okay, this one here. This is the thinnest washer they make already. So we're going to go ahead and cut this gear down here and the end of the shaft also. This shaft here is only about 5 thou below this surface, and I want a lot more than 5 thou more clearance. So we're going to go ahead and cut the shaft here a little bit deeper also, or at least attempt to. I'm not sure how easy that's going to be to cut. We'll find out, I guess. Or I can recess it here. I can probably... No, the problem is the shaft sticks up too high, so I have to cut the shaft. Not here, up here. So the shaft will become the part that hits on the washer next. So we got the bearing up in here, so we're hitting on the bearing. Alright, that's a self-aligning. So the bearings actually sit down in the pocket, so we got no clearance. The bearings are all the way up on one side. Doesn't really work very well when it's like that. You've got to have room to float to where it can find us where it wants to be. Yeah, don't drop that either. Yeah. Okay, doesn't matter, I got to clean it away. Okay, so I'm going to go work on that, and I'm going to cut that. So we'll be back. We showed cutting stuff before in the lathe, so it's the same.